How y'all doing? You all right? Why have we got the music still playing? Let's turn that off. A bit of a delay on there, but hey ho. How y'all doing, guys? You all okay? How y'all doing? You all right? Why have we got the music still playing? Let's turn that off. A bit of a delay on there, but hey ho. Hope we haven't got an echo. We all right there? How y'all doing? You all right? Seems like I've got a bit of an echo. Hope we haven't got an echo. We all right there? Seems like I've got a bit of an echo. Just give me a second, guys. Let me just try and sort this camera out. Give me a second, guys. Let me just try and sort this camera out. Sounds like I'm picking two audios up, that's all. So if I turn that off, it should be better. I hope that's better. How does that sound, Todd? Does it sound okay? Has it stopped now, Todd, or is it okay? Is that better? Have we stopped echoing? Yeah, no, right, no, okay. I'll take it as we're not echoing anymore and we're all okay and we're good. So, welcome to the 8-Bit Retro Refix, episode 5 of the storage box finds. So, the reason why I wanted to do a live stream is because last week it took absolutely ages to go through a load of stuff. We ended up with an hour's video and it actually took me about 2.5 to 3 hours. So what I'm going to do this time is just go on a live stream. If people, other YouTubers like Todd wants to drop in shortly, I'll drop you a link in the WhatsApp group so you can do that if you want. I won't be able to hear you because I've had to turn the sound off the PC to stop it from echoing. So yeah. So let's get started. So we were looking at the storage stuff last time. I've showed you the images before of all that stuff. If you remember looking at one of the images on there, it showed you an Amiga that looked like it were in a really, really battered box. Well, it was. Inside that box was actually a really, really clean Amiga. It had all the polystyrenes, everything was with it. It's just the box was absolutely obliterated. So I had a spare box. So I've bin that old battered box and I've put it into the decent box. So I'll show you that as well. But there was also another Amiga that was in that find, which we can show you now. So it's a little bit battered. It's a little bit dirty. It's a bit scratchy. I don't know if you can see there, but on that top side there, it's all corroded and broken away, is that. So I don't know anything about this Amiga. I've not opened it or anything like that. Let's have a look in the expansion tray. Is there anything there? Oh, yes, there is. We know what's going to be in there, don't we? We just know there's going to be a battery. Hey, Steve McNeil, how are you doing, pal? You all right? Morning, matey. So yeah, we've got a 512K RAM expansion inside there. We pretty much know there's going to be a battery in there that's rotted away, but we'll take a look at that in a future video on that one. So that's the battered Amiga 500 that was there. Just move that one out of the way. Maybe a little bit hard to show you this one, but if I just lift it up and pop it on there, you can see how clean that box is. It's an absolute minter. Yep. So I'm just going to try and lift the lid off and then you can have a look inside it. Should have done this the other way around really, shouldn't I, guys? But there you go. So I'll lift that lid off. As you can see, we've got a nice mint Amiga 500 in there as well. I've not checked this at all. I just put it in there out of the way so it was nice and tidy and boxed away. So that'll be another video for the future to have a look and go through that Amiga 500. out of that storage find. Yeah, it's a very clean box, is that, pal? Absolutely well and truly clean box. It's an absolute minter. There's the back of it, look. As I said, it didn't come in this box. It were absolutely battered, was the box. It were all falling apart. You could just get hold of it, and it just get hold of a little bit of it, and it just fell a bit. So I'm just going to move that out of the way because it's a bit big. Whew. So that's 2 Amiga 500s that we've got out of there. Lee, Captain Commodore, no, it's not a plus, mate. It is just the A500, thankfully. So there's no battery inside it. Winner. Right. So into the cardboard box. Into the grey box, should I say. And what do we have? I'm not going to go through all these one by one, but we have a stack of joysticks. Nice little cruiser joysticks. Some quick shots. Oh look! There's one for you there, Lee. With your Atari loving. In fact, there's 2 Atari joysticks inside there. If anybody's short of an Atari joystick, let me know. I don't really want to go through all these joysticks. We all know what joysticks look like. There is some Atari paddles as well inside here as well. I've actually bought some of them at the Doncaster Dome the last time I was there. That looks like one of the quick shot joysticks. I think they did a video on one of them restoring one of these before. So yeah. So that's just a bag of joysticks. Let's get them out of the way. Holy shit. So we have got loads and loads and loads and loads to go through. So I think what I might do is when I get down to the actual tub, I've got a bin, a big grey bin, which you'll see in one of the images that contains loads of games. So when I get down to that, I'm going to drop this screen off that you can see with the blue map and just go back to my normal full sky screen, and then I can show you the games. So we may do it that way. Right, so this might give you a little bit of a clue as to what's in this grey box. A little bit of a clue. So we've got a Toshiba owner's manual. We have got whatever that is. I've never seen one of them before. Anybody idea of what that comes from? What's that off? Anybody? No? I haven't got a clue what that's for. Don't know. We've got a Toshiba Home MSX computer reference book with the schematics in, so that's absolutely great if it doesn't work. And some programming stuff in there. We've got one of the original magazines with the look right there around. So it's nice to have the magazines with that. We've got a Robocop. I think this is for the MSX. It's got the instructions in it, the tapes there. Somebody's been writing some codes on the inside of the box. It's really nice to see stuff like that. I do like that. Let's even put a bit of background music on, guys, because I'm sure you don't want to listen to me rabbiting on all the time. So let's try and put a little bit of background noise in. I'll have to fetch that down a little bit, fetch the sound down so I'm not drowning myself out. That's better. So we've got Robocop. We've got Icicle Works. We have Pac-Mania. These are all MSX games. Pac-Mania, looks like there's a Pac-Man inside there as well. Yep, with a tape inlay card. Just wants another box for that one, which we may have kicking around somewhere. In fact, we shall do with that now. So sort Pac-Mania out. Let's give it a new lease of life. No, put in that one. I'll put it in that one because it's a nice see-through cut. Put that back in there. So we've got Pac-Mania and Pac-Land and MSX. And another favourite, which was one of the favourites on the Commodore 64 that I used to really enjoy, and that is the Way of the Tiger. So there's some good games here for the MSX, to be fair. So all the instructions are there once again. Some 2 tapes, nice. Quasar, anybody played Quasar on the MSX? Was Quasar on any other format? I guess it will be, but I don't know what. Anybody with Quasar? No? No? Right, okay. So yeah, tapes in there, that's good. Chess. Chess, I'm guessing these are what actually came with an MSX, because there's Breakout and there's Teach Yourself Basic. Move them up there out of the way. That looks like a blank cassette that's got diary on it or something on there. Game demo and diary. Have a look at that at some point. Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. No, Steve, no, neither have I, mate. I've never owned an MSX before, so this is quite all new to me. We've got the hits, which has got Brian Jack's Superstar, Disc Warrior, Hustler, Chucky Egg, Les Flex, and Special Operations. Never heard of any of them, really, to be fair. Chucky Egg, obviously. But yeah, tapes in there. That's a bonus. Flintstones. I've got the tape in there as well. It's quite nice to get this storage hall. Everything seems to be with everything, if you know what I mean. There's nothing jumbled up. There's no sort of covers missing or anything. Mr. Wong's Loopy Laundry, Psychedelic, Mutant Monty, Buzz Off. So I'm presuming it's quite a big tape inside there, so I'm presuming that's all different games that's on there. I've not heard of Mr. Wong's Loopy Laundry. It's a great name, isn't it? They didn't have come up with some fantastic names back in there. Who Dares Wins. That was a good game on 64. And that's just an empty case of the hits. So we'll put that to one side. Toshiba Home sample tapes. I'm presuming again this is one of the tapes that came with that lot when it was new. So it's nice to have the originals. Eddie Kidd's Jump Challenge, Slapshot and Time Bandits. That looks like it belongs with that. In fact, they belong in that battered box that I was talking about. So if we chuck that back in there, we'll put them back in there with them. I haven't come across any tape boxes or anything yet that doesn't have the tapes for it or the covers for it. I mean, in fact, there's Dan there, but most of the stuff that's kicking about is all together, to be honest. So we've now found Who Dares Wins. I'll pop that into another cassette case, which I've got a spare here. There's a cassette case. There we go. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. I'll put that in there. And then we've got Who Dares Wins. Spawn. Punch and Judy. MSX 299 range. That is an absolutely awful cover, isn't it? It's just a paper insert for a cover. How did they get away with that? And the instructions are written inside the cardboard. Are you supposed to get to that to read it? Yeah, okay, fair enough. We'll put them back inside there. Right, so we have one of them, a Murphy Richards cassette tape deck that came with it. I have plugged this in and it does not do anything. It is absolutely dead. So that'll be another video for us to check into and have a look at that. It's completely and utterly dead. There's no life in it at all. Obviously I've checked the cables, checked the fuses and stuff like that, but no. Oh, we've got a Lone Ranger chiller for the MSX. That were a good game. I don't know if anybody of you out there know about the chiller game, but it was brought out when Michael Jackson released Thriller. And on the original tapes, when they first came out, hey Joseph, when they first came out, it had a track on it that sounded like the Thriller track. So they got pulled off the shelves. They were only out for a couple of weeks. It got pulled off the shelves and they changed the music track to it and then relaunched it. So if you've got one with the sounds a bit like the Thriller music on there, that's quite a rare unit, is that one. A bit difficult to find as well. You can see like there's white tapes and there's with black covers and there's black tapes with white covers and there's red boxes, blue boxes, green boxes, all that lot. There's nothing that you could say every single red box chiller had that, if you know what I mean. So it's just completely random. But a little bit of information for you there on the chiller game. So I'll be interested to see what that looks like because I remember playing that on the 64. So we have got another tape deck. It's looking a bit worse for wear. Looks quite a nice, neat unit. Has anybody used these before? Have you used one of these, Joseph, Steve, Lee, Todd? Have you ever used one of these units? I'm presuming they built it for, well, it's just a Philips tape deck. I've not looked anything about that at all, but it does look nice and clean. Well, it will do when it's had a clean. It doesn't look damaged and scratched and stuff. So that's another nice tape deck. Just give me a minute while I try and shift some of this stuff out of the way. I don't know, mate. I don't know if it's a fast tape deck or not. You mean the Philips one, yeah? Be nice if it was the very first CD player, Steve. It really, really would. If I'd have found the first ever CD player, winner. But that is a really nice unit. Shift this junk out of the road. Junk. It's not junk. How can I call it junk? Oh, this one there. I've never heard of that one before. Zakil. Zakil? There you go. Zakil. Just try and move some of this gear out of the way so we've got a bit more room so I can show you these other stuff that's in this box and then we can get to the big bin of games. So what we've got in the bottom of this cardboard grey box is MSX. Don't know anything about these computers. I've never had one, never owned one. In the bottom of this box, there is another MSX. So we've got two MSXs, both identical. These ones I have plugged in. They do boot to screen, so that's great. One of them's a little bit different on the colours. One of them's sort of like a light bluish background, border background. But the other one tended to be like a grey coloured background. It was completely different. So I don't know whether one needs recapping or there's something wrong on the board on one of them. I'm not sure. But that's something you'd have to get a dig into. But these are they look quite nice. They're a bit dirty, but all the keys feel fine. everything's there with it. As I said, I did plug them in. Both of them did work. So they're nice units. So they should do for a future video coming up. We can have a check out the MSXs. I don't know, Steve. I don't know whether they're an MX1 or what they were. It's actually, it says home computer with the HX10 64K. So it's an MSX HX10 64K. So that's it for these. That's it for the computers. We're batting through this fairly quickly, to be honest. I suppose when we get to this bin with all these games in it, though, that's going to really slow us down on time, to be honest. But I was quite surprised when I went to this storage hall. I mean, obviously, I had a quick look over them, quick look there. When I looked into this box, I saw an MSX there. I didn't think anything about it, but it was sat exactly on top of the other one. So when I come home and I actually opened it and lifted this one out, and there were another sat underneath it, I was like, huh? Another sat underneath it. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked that there were 5 Spectrums in there. There were 2 Amigas. There were 3 Commodore 64s. There were 2 Atari, 1 XL, 1 XE, I believe. There were 2 of these Toshibas. There were disk drives, printers, games for the Spectrum, everything like that. So I think I need to move this stuff out of the way. And there is one more bag. So I'm just going to nip and go and get that bag. So if you just bear with me 2 seconds while I put these computers back in the box and I grab this other bag, because this other bag's got lots of goodies in it, and I was quite surprised when I was looking through it. Right. So in this bag that you can hear rattling around, there's some books inside it. Try and shift them all the way to the one side so it'd be easier for me. So there were a bag of books. Some of them I had to throw away. They'd all gone furry down the side, so getting book rot. Some of them were actually fused together, so you couldn't actually read anything at all, so I had to chuck some of them away. But there is one book that I know Captain Commodore wants, because I know that he loves Amstrad machines. He keeps going on about them all the time, you know, so he must like them. Nice little programming book. That's an Amstrad machine language for the absolute beginners. Nice. We have a BBC Electron manual. We have a data cassette instruction book. Why anybody wants a data cassette instruction book when it's all written across the front of the cassette dock? Anyway, I don't know. We have a Spectrum 48K manual. Thought you'd like that, Lee. We have a Spectrum Plus 2 manual. We have a 1525 printer manual. We have a 1541 manual. We have a Commodore 64 user guide. We have a communications cartridge. Now, I wonder if that's what that comms cartridge was, you know, on the previous episodes. Can't get back to it now to show you, but there were like a white cartridge that plugged in the back and it had that adapter cable. So I presume, that it's for that. So that'd be quite handy to have. Another cassette deck manual. What the hell is that for? Everything you wanted to know, microcomputing, everything you wanted to know on microcomputing. Easy programming for the Commodore 64, one there for you, Josip. Did I speak? You know, on one of the videos that I did, I mentioned some terminal software. Can you remember that, Joseph? You remember the terminal software, the cassette that I was talking about? I was quite surprised because I've just fell on this, to be honest. But there you go. There's the software manual for that cassette that we were looking at. That'll be nice to have a look at. Another programming book for the Commodore 64. Another programming book for the BBC. Another one for the Plus 2. Another one for the Plus 2. Another one for the Acorn. 20 best programs for the Spectrum. And an introductory to Spectrum. So they're the books that came in that bag. There were twice as many as that, but just as I said, they were rotten, stuck together, and they pretty much had it. To be fair, it's just a shame really, because there were a couple of Commodore 64, you know, the full programmer's reference manuals that's really thick, and it has the schematics in the back, etc., and things like that. So that's nice. It's nice. It is nice. Let's get rid of them books. Right. This is going to be fun. So if any of you guys want to drop in, I shall drop you a message in the WhatsApp group now for a link. If you'd like to drop in, you're more than welcome to while I go through these other games in this other tub. We can have a sit and a natter, and I can lose this blue screen down here as well. But you are welcome to drop in if you want to. The link's in WhatsApp for your group now. If anybody wants to jump in, you are welcome to. I'll have a quick drink. Lovely jubbly. What have we got? According to Wiki, MSX1s were made in 1983. So according to Wiki, those MSX1s were made in 1983 to 1984. So are them HX10s, are they basically like an MSX1 then? Is that what you're saying, Steve? Because I've not looked up them. I don't know anything about the Toshiba brands or anything like that because I've never played them or anything. I have no knowledge on them. Yeah, that's fine, Todd. Not a problem at all. No worries at all. That's fine. I know Captain Commodore will probably be sat there in his boxer shorts anyway, so he won't want to come on. That's fine and dandy. We'll carry on as we are then. That's fine, not a problem. Right, so the easy part. We have got a cassette tape sub-hunt for the VIC-20. We have a cartridge of Sargon 2 chess. I was never into chess anyway, so it's something I wouldn't even know how to play chess. We have Alien cartridge for the VIC-20. Don't think I played them neither. I don't play either of them ones. I did have a VIC-20 when I was back in the day when I was a young boy, but I can't remember playing that. What is that? Mega Galactic Llamas, the Battle of the Edge of Time. Llamas. I've forgotten his name now. They did the llamas. Oh, it's gone out of my head. If you can remember. I knew it. I knew it. I knew you would be. What did they call him that made the llama games? It's gone right out of my head now. Oh, of course, remember him. He had right long hair. It'll come back to me shortly. We have Hectic for the VIC-20. An introductory to basic, part 1 for the VIC-20, loose tapes. Jeff Minter, that's the man. That's the man. Cheers for that, Lee. Great stuff did Jeff Minter back in the day, in the early days. Right, so let's move these VIC stuff out of the way. And let's pull in these games. So first up, Sims, The Living Planet. This looks like it's for the Amiga 500, 1000, 2000, 3000. Low res for 1 mega RAM, high res for 2 mega RAM. So let's have a look inside, see if it's all here. Remember, all these other games that I've looked at, they've all been pretty mint. They've all been like new old stock sort of thing. So I am probably expecting to find inside these to be absolutely mint inside them. I've not looked inside these Amiga games at all, period. So I'm looking at them with you. So that's not new because we've got saved games on them. A couple of saved game tapes. We've just won on disc 2. We've got the manual. We've got the registration card. Terms and conditions. Maximus card. And the huge mega manual, which is really nice to see. Looking at it, there is no pen marks inside here. It is all nice and clean. So other than having them 2 pre-recorded discs in there, showing that the game has been used, yeah, all looks fairly relatively new. So that's Sims on a Living Planet. Box is a little bit misshaped, but it's not bad at all. So that's a quite nice one. While we're on the themes of Sims, we have got Sims Populous. I was never into Sims really. Look at that box. Look at that goldy box. Wow, that looks clean, doesn't it? Look at it. We've got a reflection. You can see my 8-bit Retro Refix t-shirt, look. So again, inside we've got all the instructions. Hasn't been wrote inside. What is that? What is that? All-time high score sheet. You can't even read it. It looks like a blank piece of paper. Look, I'll show you. Who decided to use this coloured paper and put that writing on it? Madness. So that's Populous. There's some sitting manual in there. That's a nice box, is that? I like that. Tower Fra. It's called. So I'm presuming that's Tower France. Box looks battered slightly. Tower Fra. I'm presuming it's Tower France, but they're not allowed to say it. Again, manual's there, not been messed with. So that's nice. Shame about the box being split. Tower Fra. Another big one if you're into this kind of thing, but again, it's not my kind of thing at all. Railroad Tycoon. Try and get into this one again. Again, it's another Amiga game. Don't know what that's about. All the instructions are there. We've got backup discs in there. We've got the original discs, a couple of backups. Nice little leaflet inside there telling us about the new game stuff that's coming out. Great big huge manual. The player aid card. So everything's here, isn't it? Everything's in the box. Don't normally see this kind of thing with them all being in the box. Another one of those cards there. Again, as you can see, it's clean. Not got pen marks inside it. So that's cracking. Good stuff. Trying to roll through a little bit quicker than what we were last time. I don't want it running into hours and hours and hours and hours for you guys. That's Railroad Tycoon. We're still on the same theme with the Sims. We've got Sims Ants. Again, loads of tapes, discs. We've got Sim Ant, the collection booklet, massive, great big manual inside there. You don't get this kind of stuff, do you? You know, these days you don't get anything at all. I mean, okay, the graphics were fairly poor, but the games were that complex that you had to have a thick manual to be able to play the game. And these days, you don't even get that. You only get a disc inside the disc box, which is a DVD box with the disc in. But even so, sometimes when you actually purchase the new PlayStation or Xbox games, you get a DVD box and there's not even a disc inside it. There's just a slip of paper with a download code. So it's getting even less now from what you're paying for. So you can see back in the day, you used to pay for a game. It'd be £20 probably back then. And they would cost quite, well, £20 back then were a lot of money, to be fair. But you got a nice big box, you got a nice big manual, you got all the trimmings inside it. You got quite a lot for your money, to be fair. Here's a whole time favourite one of mine, and it's one of the go-to ones. Turbo Lotus Challenge 2. Which one was that, Steve? Which one did you play many hours on? Was that on that Sims Ant one? They were always good with the Sims. I did enjoy the Sims when they first came out. Oh, the Railroad Tycoon. You'll have a lot of nostalgia for that bad boy then, won't you? If you've not got it and you're interested, find me in the Facebook group, mate. Don't know what happened there. It just seemed to click, it disappeared, but we're back. Let's get that other camera back on screen for you. There you go, we're back up. Turbo Lotus Challenge. Not much in there, just a couple of discs. Oh, Turbo Lotus Challenge 2, and we have got Hard Driving 2. Instruction manual for the Turbo Lotus. And that's a manual for Hard Driving. 2 games in one box. Cracking. Let's move these out of the way. Here's another one. Looks like somebody had a bit of a trend. It looks like we had a trend of the civilizations, you know, for like the Sim Cities and stuff like that. Civilization was very, very similar to that, if I remember rightly, building your empires, etc. Sid Meier's were always quite a good developer for games. Civilization disc, game disc, C, B, A, backup discs, so they're all there. Instructions are there. Warranty registration cards. I say it every time I see one of them. Every time I see one, it really makes me want to send that registration card off. Just for shits and giggles, just so you know, to see if they actually got a reply from somebody. It'd be quite amusing to do. So we've got the manual again. It does want a good wipe down, clean down. But again, if you look at it, it's very, very clean. Very clean. So that's Civilization. Put them back inside there. Oh, Civilization. Right. I have just spotted something on here. What does that say? Oops. What does that say? You see it? What does that say? I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. Probably can't. But on the box it says A1200, 600, 2000, 2500, 3000, 1 meg required. And then when we look at the discs, we've got Atari ST. So this Civilization is for the ST, not an Amiga. Let's put that lid back on. I know some of you are going to scream at me in a minute on what I'm going to do, but I don't care. I'm just going to write on there ST. And we'll put that to one side. Another one that's got quite a bit of controversy at the moment, and I probably think it could be probably worth something now, to be fair. Russian KGB. Wow, look at all that lot. So what's this for? Definitely Amiga, 5 discs, top secret manuals. Nice. Is that it? Is there anything underneath it? Nope, there's not. KGB. Bit of a theme going, isn't there, you know? MI Tank Platoon for the Amiga. Looks like that box has fell in bits. That looks quite cool. Might be interesting to play that, actually. Bring back a bit of nostalgia. Let's have a look, see what's inside. Ooh, look at that. Big, massive box on there. Just tap my name off and then you can see me a bit easier. Again, we've got the massive manual. Looks very clean again. Yep, nice. Games in there. We have the keyboard overlay for the Amiga. As nice as that. There's a top for it, there was. Railroad Tycoon, was that that were Amiga, wasn't it, that time? Well, it says so on the box. I didn't check the discs inside it like this T1, but it looks like it's an Amiga side. Railroad Tycoon. Looks like somebody were into military as well. We've got the Birds of Prey. 2 discs for the Amiga. Warranty cards. Oh, what's this? What's this? Come here, little baby. This game was £29. Let me get shut of that comment and take it off. This game was £29 and it was purchased on the 30th of November 1993. Oh, so it's 30 years old, just over 30 years. Oh, is it just short of 30 years since this game was actually purchased. And I can't see where it was purchased from. Doesn't say. Is it Techno Ltd? Can't see it. It's worn away. But that's nice. Everything again inside that box is all complete. Typically upside down. Shift some of them out of the way. Next up, F-19 Stealth Fighter. As I said before, I'm hoping that we're going to get past all these by now. How many more of these can we have? Both discs are in there. That's cracking. What are these? Oh yeah, we've got flight maps. See, this is kind of stuff that I was talking about that you get with it. Look, you know, you get all these flight maps and stuff like that for you to do, so you can plan out your missions. You have any of this stuff with modern stuff, you just get an on-screen display now. You just, you know, you've got to bring the game out of the computer and in front of you, so you're actually playing like a board game with a computer sort of thing. So it gives you the proper experience as well as the computerized experience, as opposed to just reading things on a screen. That's Libya. Persian Gulf. Keyboard overlay. And again, the manual's inside there. Are we clean like the rest of them? Yep, I'd say so. Told you all about the weapons, what they do, what G-forces you can handle and all that lot. You get loads and loads of information. Absolutely loads. Attack formations, all sorts of stuff. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that'll be nice for somebody when I can find somebody for that one. Flight games are not my cup of tea at all. So that's going to get moved on to somebody that does appreciate these kinds of things. So that way, F-19 Stealth Fighter. Let's break up the nostalgia a little bit here of the stealth fighters and sims and stuff, and let's pull this bad boy in. Mortal Kombat. Woohoo! What a game! Get over here! Obviously, it's showing you the arcade. That's one thing you had to watch out for back in the arcade. They sold you anything, they print anything, put anything on the boxes, as long as it sells. So what we used to get is games for the Spectrum and things like that would show you the arcade versions on the back of the box, and when you got it home and loaded it up, it looked nothing like it. So they had to tease you with this kind of stuff to try and get you to purchase stuff. Not like these days. It's awesome, is that in its day? Absolutely awesome, mate. Oops, wrong one. Let me get you up. There you go. And inside we've got Jimmy White's snooker. Who'd know it? Jimmy White's Whirlwind snooker. Clean manual. Yeah. We don't have a manual for the Mortal Kombat, but we do have the 2 discs that's inside there. So it's a shame that the manual's missing, but at the end of the day, we've got Jimmy White. You would have never thought Jimmy White snooker would be put inside a Mortal Kombat, would you? Don't you just love that artwork? That is absolutely awesome, is that? Oh. We have got Interceptor. This is for the Amiga again. Try and tilt it so you ain't got the light on. There you go. That's quite a strange box. How does that work? Oh, there we go. Discs in there, instructions are in there. I would say that's a code cheat card or something like that to get past the securities. So that's good. That's all complete. Frontier Elite 2. Elite was one of the greatest games. You sort of basically wanted it, you know, it was the first exploring game that we ever had on a computer, to be fair. Yeah, I never really played Elite much as a kid, but I have played it since getting older, and I can actually do it properly now, kind of ish. Hardest part's trying to dock into them stations. It's twisted as you're trying to get into it. Let's take a look inside. So it's got 2 games, 2 discs. We have got, oh, what's this? What is this? Is this a poster? Yay! We found a poster. Oh, wow, wow. So I'm not going to be able to show you all this, but here's a star chart. Can you imagine playing this game without this star chart? I'm not kidding you. It's huge. And that's only half of it. So if I fold it in half for you now, we can go back the other half. How did we play these games? You know, most of us, we all had copies, didn't we, back in the day? How the hell did we play the games without having these kind of things? We just wing it. Is that what we did? We were just winging it through games, were we? That's nice. It's nice to see that inside there. And there's the manual. There's a send away, so I can have a free T-shirt. It's only £1. At £1. Is it? No, $9.99. Game Tech Unlimited. I think that needs sending in. Do I send it with a check? Yeah, you're right, Steve. Definitely. That's a nice Elite game. I think that will be stopping in my collection of Amiga games. Some of these I'll be getting rid of. What have we got? We've got Silent Service 2. Amiga. Cool, we've got a receipt in here and all. Silent Service 2. We've got a registration card. We've got the booklet. Warrant and registration. We've got the receipt. So this one actually purchased for, it was purchased at Virgin in Leeds for $34.99. So he bought this one and he bought Conflict Euro as well at the same time for $9.99. And the date on here was the 30th of the 1st, 92. So we're probably 30 and a half years ago with this game was actually purchased. So that's nice. We've got a Silent Service 2. Oops, get in. Silent Service 2. And in the box down here, we have... Can you guess what's coming up? Silent Service 2. Let's have a quick look inside, make sure it's there. So in this one, we've got the overlay. We've got some discs, save games on it. So that one wants making up, doesn't it? It wants making up, so we've got, and that's got a map in it. So we want to make one up so it's all good. So we've got everything in one place. We didn't see this last time, did we, on the other one? Nope. Nice. There's 2 copies of that. If anybody's interested, like I said, pop into the Facebook group, hit me up in there. We're down to the last couple of games now. We have got whatever that is. Any ideas? Hit me up in the comments. Any ideas what this game is? Any ideas? I'll leave it to you. While I have a drink, have a think. Tell me what you think that is. No. Nobody having a pot shot? No. Right. Let's open it up. Let's open it up. Let me have a look and see what's inside. And you probably didn't guess. Business portfolio. Railroad Tycoon. And inside this box, we have got Hook, Disc 1, Theme Park, Hook, and a Theme Park disc. So they all seem to be in there, apart from there's some spare discs inside that one. So that's that one. And the last game, Fire and Ice. Great graphics on Fire and Ice. I don't know if you can see them on there or not with the glare. So we've got Fire and Ice, Disc 1, Disc 2. I presume that's like the cheap, not cheap, but the security code piece of paper. We tried making them on these pieces of paper, so you struggle to copy them, to be fair. So you'd probably have to find what the code is for that one and put the correct code in to proceed on the game. The manual itself, if you look, doesn't even look like it's ever been opened. Very clean inside. So again, nice to see the manual in there. So let's put them away. Awesome. Move some of these out of the way. Oh. There's one last one I can show you. I didn't really bring it in because I didn't think anybody would be interested in this one, but Transcript. This looks like it's for the Amiga. It looks like it's been squashed. It's quite considerably. It's on the battered side. But all the instructions are there, the keyboard layouts. That's Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker. What's that doing in there? Wasn't that in the other one? Didn't we have Jimmy White's that were in the Mortal Kombat? Fair enough. Archive pool. Instructions, pretty good. So that's it for the storage box container and the rest of the gear that we found in that storage box. So this brings us a draw to the end of the episodes for the storage box finds. So I can finally get back onto doing some more project work. I've still got the ST. You've still got the ST to do as well. We've got an STE. So have a look at and refurb. We've got the SX still to complete. It's nearly 12 months ago since I looked at that. Do need to get on with it. There's a 1581 disk drive that I still haven't got back to. I've got far too many projects on the go at the moment. But but we need to be getting battled through them now. I also have a couple of space helmet TVs that I need to look at. Both of them don't work. One of them got a white line straight through the middle. The other one just doesn't boot at all. So they are coming up. Yeah, so there's lots and lots of stuff coming. So I mean, if you're enjoying it, this is what I do. If you're enjoying the channel, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for me. I know I said I'd never ask again on my videos, but this is a live stream, not a video. So if you do enjoy it, do all the good stuff, and we will see you guys on the next one. So thanks for coming, thanks for supporting me, and have a lovely bank holiday weekend. Bye.